Okay, so hopefully you guys answered do now by now. What's an example of something that is scarce? Um, Oil, diamonds, gold. Those are things that are scarce. How do you know? Because there are unlimited wants and limited resources for those things. Okay. We'll talk about that today. Some of you who have been in my class, we already covered this stuff. Um, if not, maybe it's been a while, maybe you haven't learned about this, so we'll go over it again. All right, those are the objectives for today. How does scarcity force people to make economic decisions? Okay, scarcity forces all of us to make choices by making us decide which options are most important to us. The principle of scarcity states that there are limited goods and services for unlimited wants, thus people need to make choices in order to satisfy the wants that are most important to them. Okay, so basically, there are unlimited wants. So people are always going to want things. You're going to want more than you can have. Okay, and there's only going to be so many resources available at times. So we have to make a decision as to who is going to get what. Okay, how are we going to decide who is going to get what? Okay, that's what scarcity is all about. People satisfy their needs and wants with goods and services. People's needs and wants are unlimited, yet goods and services are limited. So, like we just talked about, and then we have our three economic questions here: what will be produced, how will it be produced, and who will receive what is produced. Okay, so we're going to answer that through questions, through money. Through companies that can supply the goods and service or what's being produced. There's going to be a bunch of different factors that go into those three key questions. Okay, economics begins with the idea that people cannot have everything they need and want. So we have to make decisions as to who's going to get what. Like I said, all right, not everyone can get what they would like or what they would need. In fact, a limited amount of goods and services are available to meet unlimited wants is called scarcity. So because there are only so many resources in the world, even though more than there's unlimited amount of people that want stuff. That's the idea of scarcity. Okay, so scarcity is different than a shortage because a shortage is temporary. So an example of a shortage right now would be the mask. Okay, the N95 or whatever it is. Um, there are unlimited people who want masks. Okay, everyone in the world basically needs one at this point. But there's only so many we can create at this time. All right, so that's a shortage because after this ends, we will have more than enough of those masks, and we're not going to have any issues. It's not scarce, okay, because we can produce more of them, and the wants are going to die down on them. Scarcity is there's unlimited wants, and there's only so many resources. So that's going to be long term. Oil, there's only so much oil that's in the ground that we are able to pump, and people are always going to need it. At least, you know, most people are always going to need it. Electric cars and stuff like that, it kind of changes. But with a mask, you can always produce more masks. You can always use different resources, stuff like that. Okay, so an example of something that is scarce, like we talked about, diamonds, oil, and something that has shortage would be the mask. How can we fix either? Well, either or both. So with either of them, we can find alternatives. Okay. With the scarcity, we have to find alternatives. With shortages, we can either find an alternative, or just wait for the shortage to run out because it's just